we are turning into my neighborhood. I have to tell him not to park on the street. They're doing some paving. So we're not supposed to park on the street. So I'm gonna tell my realtor to pull into the parking lot. Okay, so I'm at my home in Lithonia, Georgia. And you all can take a look around. I think a beautiful home. This chandelier, you can't really see it from that angle. I'll show y'all later. But this is how the tenant left the house. And I'm not happy about it. Like, I know you all probably, or some people may look at it and say, oh, it's not that bad. But I look at like a wall like this, I could never like walk past a wall and see one mark, let alone seeing all these marks. Now, granted, some of that probably came from them moving furniture up and down the steps, but all of it couldn't have, you know? And then all the extra nails in the walls and stuff like that. But I guess if you want to hang things up on the wall, that's understandable. This stuff up top here, like, what happened? What did you do? Why did you leave my house like this? Where's the respect? So this is the dining room, like a formal dining room. I'll maybe try to find some pictures to show you what it looked like before. And this is like the formal living room. When I was gonna stay here for a long time, I was gonna enclose this and kind of make this my downstairs office space, but yeah, I'm trying to do this quickly because I need to move my car. It's a full downstairs bathroom with a tub over here, and which goes into like a, what is that called? Is it Jack and Jill bathroom? Is that what it's called? I don't know, but you can get into the bathroom from the bedroom, downstairs bedroom. So it's not it's not like the master or primary room, but this is a bedroom. It's a closet. You can kind of see that they left stuff. Okay, not a big deal. I did something I probably shouldn't have did, but I left the TV for them just so they wouldn't mess up my walls or anything. Trying to hang a TV. So, and TVs are pretty cheap nowadays. So that's actually a pretty good quality TV though. That's a Samsung. I shouldn't have left that, but I did. But I haven't tested it to see if it works or what's going on there, but yeah, at least the TV still works. For some reason, there's like stuff all over it. It's stuff like that. I just don't understand how you live in a place and let like this stuff like not take care of things. I don't get it. But this is the kitchen. A lot of fun times in this kitchen. The microwave, somehow they broke that. So they brought that in, and I need to get the right size and get a new one put in. I don't know what was there, but you can see the damage. Now, my real estate agent said, you know, I'm lucky and it's not really that bad, but for me, yeah, this is how they left the patio. You know, I don't know. The cool thing about this property is, you can't see it right now, but during the wintertime, it backs into the lake, not the lake, a river. And so if you just go straight back, it goes into South River. So very nice location. And I really do wish I had the patience and could stick around here. I guess I could stay here if I wanted to, but we're gonna go and put it on the market, see what it does. But this is the garage. Someone just came and got some of their junk. I don't know if someone's gonna come back and get the junk from the basement. But anyways, I'll show you upstairs really quickly here before I get in trouble. They're doing some paving on the road, so I'm not supposed to be parked on the street, but I had to move my car for the truck. But you can see like they tore the house up pretty good. And what I mean by maintenance and it being a little bit harder when you have a house this size is stuff like even the vents, right? I can't walk by something like that and see that dust build up, but for so long. But I guess maybe the average person doesn't care. Or even things like having the blinds like this. Like, I'm gonna come in the room and make sure everything looks good. You know, you wanna, when you're paying, I think rather renting, and see they left some of their furniture. Oh, they're not getting that deposit back. But when you're paying, I don't care if you're paying $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, which is around the price range for this property. When you're paying that much money, I say, why would you pay all that money and not take care of it? Here's some more furniture they left. Why would you do that? Like, why would you not? This is a huge closet. I love this closet. So I had this closet full of clothing and shoes when I lived here. But when you're paying that much money per month, you really have to not only just be able to afford that bill, but you have to be able to afford to maintain it, you know, a property like this. So I would say, and I won't get into all the costs, but you know, you have electric, you have to pay for the water, you have to pay for your internet, you have to pay for, look at the ceiling, I love the ceiling. But you have to pay for, cleaning and the yard, do the yard work. It's a lot of yard. I don't know why. They must keep the windows open because it's like is that a moth? A dead bee or something? I don't know. These people, I don't know what's going on with them. But this is the upstairs back. I showed a couple of bedrooms already, but there's 4 bedrooms upstairs and one. This is the bathroom for the hallway. And then there's another bathroom in this bedroom here. You can probably hear the smoke detector, stuff like that. Like, you got to take into account, like, you got to change the battery on the smoke detector or the backup battery on it because it goes off of the electricity in the house. But you do have to change that backup battery. There's an attic where one of the furnaces are. Where you change out the air filter. I don't know if I'm calling that right. But yeah, so, and I didn't really do a good job of showing y'all this, but this is the primary bedroom, double door entry way, which is beautiful. And I don't know if this shows what in the heck is that? See what I mean? But I don't know if it shows like the space and how huge this room is. I would say it's probably, okay, so it's probably about, it's maybe about 20, 40 by 40. I don't know, y'all do the math on that. But it's a huge room, maybe 30 by 30. This is probably about 900 square feet bedroom. It's huge. Like it's a huge room. This one bedroom is the size of my entire apartment when I was living in downtown area of Atlanta, Buckhead. This one room right here is bigger than my entire apartment when I lived in Buckhead. And I'm not exaggerating because like in the middle there, it would have been like the bathroom, closet, kitchen in the front, And then I had like it's a little bit of a narrow living room and then the balcony. So yeah, this one room is bigger than my entire apartment that I had in Buckhead. But yeah, so it's just a lot of housing. Like I was saying, there's a lot to keep up with, and people just don't understand or don't really comprehend well that when you see it, you get excited, but it's like, whoa, hold on, there's a lot of, look at all that. I could never live like that. But this is the part that really got me, because this is an unfinished basement. And I probably should have put in the lease that something along the lines, that this space is not a livable space. Like, it's unfinished. Well, apparently the person who rented it out is some sort of electrician. There's bugs down here, dead bugs. But they brought in an additional refrigerator. I don't recall whatever that wire is going there. I don't know. I don't think that was there before, so I don't know what they were doing. But down here is enough space to have like a little wine cellar. Was how I was gonna get it built out. A bedroom over there. That would have been the utility closet. It's the steps we just came down. This is not wired, but set up for a downstairs, a restroom, a full restroom, which is in a pretty big restroom, by the way. I don't know if the size is coming across, but this is downstairs, and this would have been like I was going to turn this into like a game room, and then in here is the space for another bedroom, and then back here, and again, I don't know if you can kind of tell the size, but back here would have been where I put the movie theater. Okay. This was not here. That, I don't know what that is. That fan up there was not installed. So I don't know. The person who lived here or was renting it out was an electrician. So I don't know. Those plugs were not there. Over there. So I don't know. He was in here, just using this as a project. But obviously that's not okay. Did I turn the light out? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, but, you can see that it's a really amazing property. But look at all this junk that they left. Look. And this is why you get a deposit from people. And I don't think the deposit is going to cover everything. Well, let me not speak that into existence. Let me be quiet. Let me shut my mouth on that. This is the backyard, y'all. I'm trying to be quiet. They left their furniture. But you can't really tell. But like I said, that goes all the way back. Past that other house that you see back there. It goes past that. Okay. And there's a river back there, which, it's pretty amazing to live off the back of a river, which, yeah. So I think the house will sell pretty quickly, but I'm just a little bit frustrated about how they left it. My realtor says I'm probably being a bit dramatic. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that, is this what you would be okay with seeing? Let me give you some other angles. I don't even know if they turned the gas off. Let me see. Nope, they didn't turn the gas off. Okay, whatever. But that's the other angle. Ceilings have to be at least 20 feet, at least 20 feet high. But a really nice place. And the neighborhood is very exclusive. There's probably, 20 houses back here? try to show y'all a little bit the front. Little things bother me, y'all. Like, why did you put this on my door? That was not there. Why is that on there? I understand you trying to be secure and stuff like that, but sir, ma'am. Pissing me off. And it's not that type of, never mind. Let me watch what I say on here. But, I don't know, y'all. I'm just a little bit frustrated, but I'll show y'all the outside. See all that dirt and stuff like that? That's stuff that can be clean, and I get it. And I'm not, that's not the stuff I'm upset about. I'm upset about all the holes in the wall and the chip paint and the baseboards being messed up in the kitchen and stuff like that. And all this extra furniture that's just left that they didn't take with them. That I have to get somebody to move the stuff out. It could have been way worse. But this is the neighborhood. Look at how pretty the neighborhood is. How's my car? But look, the palm trees and everything. This is a really nice neighborhood. Okay.